In a stunning turn of events since last night's video, our Prime Minister John Key has decided to resign from the office of Prime Minister of New Zealand. Now I know what you're thinking, Damo, you're probably celebrating pretty hard right now. Well, on one hand, yeah, it's kinda great. You know, I fucking don't like John Key, and now I don't have to worry about him getting re-elected and having to put up with 4 more years of this shit. But realistically, the reason I'm not breaking out the party hats, party poppers, and streamers is the fact that I don't know what happens next. Because from what I understand, since John Key is now unable to do his damn job, Bill English, our Deputy Prime Minister, steps in and takes the office of Prime Minister. Now, the fact of the matter is that as bad as John Key was, Bill English is 10 times worse. There's a good reason why back in 2002, Bill English got absolutely decimated by Helen Clark. Bill English is even worse than John Key. The National Party had never been defeated as heavily before or since as when Bill English got absolutely fucking wrecked back in 2002. Now the upside to that particular bit of information is that at least Bill English won't see past the next election. There is no way in hell Bill English would get re-elected, even if he does assume the role of Prime Minister in John Key's absence. So what happens now? Well, I guess Bill English takes over, runs the country for a little bit, and then we have the next election, and then maybe Labour wins, maybe New Zealand First wins, Andrew Little or Winston Peters becomes the next Prime Minister. In theory, and I would hope, that things get better from there, smarter shit starts happening. Steps are taken to make sure that more New Zealanders can own homes on New Zealand land rather than overseas investors who are helping drive up house prices to insane rates. The usual shit we hope for with elections. More prosperity, more opportunities, more care for the less able and the less fortunate and the less monetarily privileged, rather than taking the national route where you go out of your way to look after the rich and pull the rope ladder out from everybody else. My friend Josh had a good theory as to what happens next. Basically, all the other parties are left to scramble to try and fix all the Nationals' fuck-ups quick smart, which ends up hurting New Zealand more in the long run and makes National look better. It's certainly a possibility. I don't like that possibility, but yeah, I'd be foolish to say that it's not a possibility at all. Because it could happen. It could happen. It easily could happen. But for mine, yeah. At the moment, I'm not too sure what'll happen. It's only recent. It was only about an hour or so ago John Key announced he's stepping down. Personally, I'm slightly suspicious. I mean, after all, John Key's popularity was waning, as was the popularity of the National Party. But he was still leading preferred Prime Minister polls. Let's face it, kind of like you Americans with your electoral system. The additional other parties are really just there to give the image that anybody could win given a decent enough campaign. New Zealand elections have always really been a two-horse race between Labour and National. Okay, even with MMP, where your winner might not necessarily win enough seats to govern New Zealand outright and needs to form a coalition with other parties. Realistically, it is a two-horse race. That said, Winston Peters is and always has been that sort of dark horse candidate, so who knows, maybe he'll be our next Prime Minister. Andrew Little is still very, very new. So that's why I find it kind of weird, this timing, that even though National's popularity is waning, John Key was still the preferred Prime Minister by so many %. But hey, as I say, it's early days yet. There's more to this story, and it will come out, and what happens next we will see in coming days and weeks and months. Personally, I'm stoked. I don't like John Key, but as I say, very tentative. We shall see, Galvatron. We shall see. But hey, for now, like I say, wait and see. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time.